My sighting took place around 11:30 p.m. on November 4th, 2009. I work for the local 73 toll road in Newport Beach, California, and lately we've had some construction on the surrounding roads for the past few months. I am a third shift manager, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., and every night driving home I take the exact same route at pretty much the exact same time every night. On this night I was coming off the exit for the 133 road connector, and I'll never forget what I saw. While stopped at the stoplight, I saw a group of 3 large four-legged creatures dash out from the trees along the road. I started second-guessing myself and tried to convince myself I was seeing things. I made the left turn at the light, and, well, the speed limit is still 40 miles an hour at this part. I looked up and almost pissed my pants. Those 3 beasts were running upright. The wolves, which seems to be the most logical guess, were about 6.5 feet tall and looked like they easily weighed 250 to 275 pounds each. They had snouts and mouths that almost could be expressive, being able to smile or frown. And the fur was dark, although it was not enough light to tell if it was dark brown or black. My car being a 6-cylinder, it could get going if it needed to be. I was going 45 miles an hour, and the giant wolves were keeping up with ease. I then literally put the pedal to the metal and sped up to 70 miles an hour. I was sweating profusely and having a panic attack. As I sped up to 70, the wolves stopped following me, considering I was about to enter a high-traffic part of the road. The wolf in front seemed to stop on a dime and watch me drive off. I didn't hear any howls before or after the sighting. I proceeded to head home ASAP. I told my girlfriend what I saw, and she deemed my imagination as running wild. I also told my coworkers the next day following the sighting, but nobody believes me to this day. I know I'm not crazy, and I know what I saw. I still have been taking the same route home every night and have not run into anything since that night of the sighting. Who knows what they actually were, but all I know is I don't want to run into them again. Story 2. So, when I was younger, 16 or 17 I think, I had an encounter with something strange in the forest near Danbury, Wisconsin. Some background on me is that I am 6'4" and athletic. I am a hunter, camper, and martial artist, generally a survivalist. I was naive and didn't give nature the proper level of respect, and basically was a cocky teenager who felt invincible. Our cabin had been on Long Lake in Danbury. The whole area is forested for the most part. I was there on vacation with my cousin and grandparents. It was a nice and hot summer day, and we had decided to play airsoft. I took airsoft really serious. I wore a full BDU Woodland with a camouflage mask even. My cousin just wore jeans and a t-shirt. We had a battle which I took into the woods where I felt more comfortable. We were about 150 meters into the forest when we stopped. Then I decided to tease my cousin. I shushed him and said, "We're being watched," jokingly. Unfortunately, it turned out to be not much of a joke because I immediately then noticed the woods were dead quiet, which only happens when a large predator is around. I was on edge very quickly. Next, the feeling of being watched hit hard, so I started scanning the surrounding area. Then I saw it. The whitish teeth gave it away. What I saw was at the edge of the clearing about 40 meters from us, crouched and holding onto a tree with its left hand. It was panting and watching us with its ears up. It had reddish-brown hair or fur and looked canine. In my head it clicked as a werewolf. I said to my cousin, "We have to go," and he bolted. I still had my eyes on it when my cousin started sprinting. The creature charged. It ran on 2 legs for maybe 10 feet and then dropped to all 4s. Then I turned and started to sprint. I could hear it crashing through the woods behind us the whole run out of the woods. Once back at the cabin, we discussed it. It's still unclear if my cousin saw it. I told him I thought it was a bear, but not to freak him out. But I know bears, and this was no bear. I started doing research on these things after my encounter, which brought me to many Dogman-related sites. What I saw coincides with other people's sightings. I am far better about respecting nature, and I am extremely cautious when I am in forests. If I go into nature alone, I am always armed, but I prefer not to be alone. Always trust your senses. Story 3. I was driving west on Morgan Run Road near Lubbock Lane in Monongalia County, West Virginia. This is close to Cheat Lake. It happened on June 8th around 7:30 p.m. I was on my way back to my friend's house. After I drove past Lubbock Lane, I noticed a tall figure move out and then back into the trees. I wasn't driving fast, so I got a good look at it, though it's still hard for me to believe what I saw. It turned back and looked at me. I swear it was a wolf standing on 2 legs. The head was huge with dark long hair. The body was almost like a powerful man, but still had the characteristics of a wolf. I didn't get a good look at the legs, but they were definitely shaped like a wolf's. Very muscular arms with human-like hands and very long fingers or claws. When it looked at me, the eyes seemed to twinkle or shine as its head moved. The face was a wolf's face, same snout and ears, with a thick neck. I believe it had something in its right hand, but the body blocked it from view. It just looked at me for a few seconds and then took a few steps into the brush. That was all I saw. I haven't talked to anyone about this, but all I know is the beast looked evil.